let's get the enjoyment part of it. In this is with AI and all coming up, actually statistics is a fantastic career building also for you. Okay, so all statistics backed up with probability is the model that people work on. How do you know this political party will be winning the election? And sometimes the forecasts are absolutely correct. How do you know that on this part of the geography as a Netflix you should be releasing this movie, you should make this movie as paid, इसको ऐसे छोड़ना चाहिए? How do you know this ये share up down होगा कि नहीं? तो आगे चल के ना आजकल there's a thing which is in great demand, and computer science graduate who are actually studying this called quant finance. Okay, quant finance and all are like very highly paid jobs if you all target. By the time you all go, maths never dies down. So maths ये जो हम पढ़ते हैं ना, whatever you will be studying, you will think that these are some formulas. ये formulas नहीं है, right? Let's say, for example, the price of potato you are mapping for, say, around let's say there is a price of potato which is around 30 rupees a kg. 30 rupees a kg is the price of potato, and somehow it fluctuates to 33, 34, 32, 30, again 31. Again there was a lot of extra production, 28 आ गया, कुछ offer था, then बीच में diesel का price बढ़ा, it went to 36, 38, ऐसे करके price of potato is going around, right? And your mom suddenly sends you one day saying that जाओ जाके 1 kilo potato लेके आओ, right? So she should, and there is no UPI and all, cash money is prevalent. So she should give you some money so that you do not land up in problem. Don't you think your mom will give you some money which is little bit of with extra jack up? She will give you some money. Now, how does she calculate that jack up? So in our mind, what we are actually doing is that if we know the price of potato that is prevailing, we are basically calculating what is the moving average price of this potato, right? There's a moving average price, and say the moving average price is around 32 rupees a kilo. So your mom has given you around a 50 rupee note. जा भाई बाके 1 kilo आलू लेके आओ, get me 1 kg potato. That's the moving average price. So if you see the data is actually going around like a pendulum. कभी थोड़ा आगे जाता है, कभी पीछे जाता है. So this chapter, although you studied the statistics earlier, we used to call this chapter by the name of measures of central tendency. Central tendency means given a list of data, how you are trying to measure what is the central tendency of a data. समझ में आ रहा है? Little bit up, little bit down, little bit up, little bit down. So you try to measure what is the central tendency. To measure this central tendency, right, we usually at your level use 3 different type of tools. One called as mean, one is called as median, and one is called as mode. Okay. And मजे से कुछ चीजें आज देखोगे आपको मजा आ जाएगा. Just enjoy them. Okay. Mean, median, and mode. We will not go into, if time permits, first we will dive into mean, but today we will skim like a fighter pilot on all these things. By the fighter pilot बोलते हैं ऑपरेशन सफेद सागर देखना भाई please. That's a very nice thing, and it reminds me of my final year engineering. It was during our time that happened. So mean, median, and mode, इसके बारे में थोड़ा सा जानेंगे, ठीक है? Mean. So when you talk about mean, roughly, this is something which you have been studying as called average, right? मजा लो अभी फॉर्मूला बाद में. And average, how do you do? So basically some data is given to you. Say for example, the price of potato for 10 days have been given to you. Price of potato for 10 days have been given to you. So how many observations you have? 10 observations and 10 datas you will be having. So the very basic way that you calculate average, you say it's the sum of observations. This we are at something like grade 5-6 level, okay? Divided by total number of observations. Sum of observations divided by total number of observations, right? So this is average, and this average is also known as mean. Beta, whether you are in grade 5 or grade 10, you are actually going to do this thing, only that the calculations will become stiffer and stiffer for you. So you will apply new techniques how to make the calculation easy, and there would be little bit more of variation of data. Look, what I'm saying here, number of observations. So we are trying to do what? We are trying to find the price of potato. So it's a one data. On one day, there is one price of potato. Do you agree? On one day, there is one price of potato. So on 10 days, how many prices of potato will come? 10 prices. So it's very easy. 10, you just add up 10 data, divide by 10. Let's change this. Let's say I make you stand at in orbit mall at the gate, and your job is to just ask it, whoever is entering, what is your age, and note down. What is your age, and note down. End of the day, I ask you that what is the average age of children who entered the mall today. So you might find कि 8 years के some 300 बच्चा came, 9 years के some 272 kids came. Now how do I do it? Right, I won't add 8. Now see, now it's not one kid who is coming. 8 year, 9 year, 10 year. Sir, 3 kids came, average is 8 plus 9 plus 10 divided by this, and 9 is the average. Now it's not like that. Now 8 years ke hi some 300 kids came, 9 years ke some so many kids came. Have you understood? So those scenarios we will be seeing. Have you understood the basic idea of mean? Mean is take all the observations, add them, divide them by the number of observation, and this grade 5 formula, this basic thing will hold, right? Just like in probability we say number of favorable options divided by total number of options. Even in grade 12 that formula will hold, but with different perspective. So far this is all about mean. This is like a movie. ये थे दादाजी, mean हो गया, ठीक है? Let's now come to something called median. Median at a grade 5-6 level. So median means again the same thing. Potato prices over how many days? 10 days. How many datas? 10 datas. So in mean or in median, what we do, we arrange the data either in ascending order, or you can arrange the data in descending order. Have you understood? Arrange the data in ascending order, or you arrange the data in descending order, and your job will be to just go and pick the middle data. Middle data. That's all about median. Now we will see that. Abhi to just we are skimming, as I told you. Now, today's class is all about tastes. We're not making the dish. Middle data. Now question arises, sir, suppose the price of potato was there for 11 days. 11 days. Right? So I write it like this. Day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 days. Sir, how do we find the data? So, you know, this in abroad schools, they teach it very nicely. Strike out 1, strike out 1, strike out 2, strike out 2, strike out 3, strike out 3, 4 and a 4, 5 and a 5, and you're left with this. So the 6th day data is the mid data. Right? However, if we say that, say, suppose there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days of data, then how do we calculate the median? We say this is grade 5-6 level. Strike out 1 and strike out 1, strike out 2, strike out 2, strike out 3, strike out 3. We are left with 2 now. So we will take the mean of these two data. 4th data plus 5th data divided by 2. So then we will arrive at this data. This is known as your median. Broadly, have you understood the difference of median now? Our school ये सब नहीं करेगा, so सीधा formula बताएगा. So mean, and then we'll see what is the difference between mean and median, when to use what. So mean is sum of all data divided by number of observation. We are at grade 6 level, grade 6-5. Median is given those 30 days price of potatoes, arrange the prices either in ascending order or in descending order and pick the mid data. If you have got odd number of datas, then what is this data? Odd plus 1 divided by 2. 11 plus 1 is 12, divided by 2 is 6. And if this data is even, then last data by 2, 4th, last data by 2 plus 1th data, 5th, do the mean of them. Have you understood? Median थोड़ा थोड़ा समझ में आया? Okay. Now come to mode. Mode. What does mode mean? Mode is the problem of we people. What we people? People like our structure. You go to a shopping mall and you start looking at the hangers for what you call t-shirt. My blood just boils. Not that I am fat and bulky. When I see in a men's section, I see a size which is this, XS. यार बताओ इंडिया में कौन सा खाते पीते घर का लड़का XS शर्ट पहनेगा? XS, S, M. for men up till small क्यों रखता है? I just don't understand. They must be sparrows. M, then comes XL, L, XL, double XL. हमको तो जाना ही पड़ता है बेवकूफ.com वेबसाइट में 4XL, 5XL, 3XL. Are you understanding? So, and if you go for shoe, the average Indian size is 7. Mode is the data whose frequency is the maximum. So, given a hanger of say kurtis, you will find what? Small, extra small, medium. You will see medium kurtis, you will find 5. यार एक एक्सेल देखो ना, डबल एक्सेल नहीं मिला. So what is the mode? The mode is medium. Shoes also you will say इसमें 8 size आएगा, तो बोलेगा दिखाना अब्दुल 8 नंबर में साइज 7/6, वो सब देख के आएगा नहीं सर 7 है, 9 है, कोई डोरेमोन पहनता होगा 9, but 8 you will never get, right? So mode is the data with the highest number of appearance, which is also called frequency. How many days do you see my face in a week? 3 days. So the my face viewing frequency is 3 in a week. So and the best use of mode is always in the garment industry, where when we take a garment line and we see which size is appearing most, right? You go to dye colors if you see. So one day I lost my head on our not our Ratnadeep, the Munnalal which we used to have earlier. I went to buy hair color, and you know what colors I'm getting? Burgundy, this, that. I'm unable to find one natural black. And then I asked him, where is natural black? Oh, sir, I said, then all these are inventory. You are idiot that you are keeping so many things which are not selling. Average person's hair color choice will be what? Natural black. He has got burgundy, he has got a streaks wala sab color hai, black nahi hai. So usually in a hair color section, the mode should be natural black. Now have you understood the difference of mode? Mean is sum of all observation divided by number. Question arises, sir, when to choose what? When to choose what? इसको एक example से देखते हैं. आइए एक example देखते हैं, and you can do this example with your friends also. So we have a very poor village in India. I want poor India, very poor, where average people's daily earning is how much? 100 rupees, right? So there are 100 homes, home number 1, home number 2, home number 3, 97, 98, 99, and this is the 100th home. Okay? Their average income is how much? 100 rupees per day. गरीब है, गरीब आदमी है. है, यहाँ क्यों सुसु कर रहे हो? गरीब आदमी है साहब. इंडिया में सब गरीब आदमी है ना, गरीब आदमी है. Yeah, for everything there is a reason. You stop a person from urinating on a wall. Hey, यहाँ क्या कर रहे हो? सब गरीब आदमी है. ठीक है? So all these are 100 rupees. Poor people. Right? Then one fine day, Bill Gates बोलता है, I want to stay in this village, and he comes with all his millions and millions of money that he has, and he wants to stay here. अब Bill Gates यहाँ आ गया. अब what is the population of the village? 101, right? So let us now see what happens if we use mean and what happens if we use median. So let's see by mean. Now let's see. Bill Gates आ गया है ना. See, statistics is absolutely deceiving a person. You can give a data. I played a cricket match. First match I scored 100. Next match I scored 0. My average is what? 50. And he's playing for last 100 matches. His average is 33.33, which is quite good. But on paper, my average shows better. Should you bank on him or me? Sir, wo kitna? This is like that Amazon wala rating. Sir, 5-star rating. Only 4 ratings. 4 ratings are given by seller, seller's wife, daughter and mother. ठीक है? तो आ जाओ, चलो. तो मीन देखते हैं. इसका मीन कितना हो जाएगा? We have 100 rupee homes into 100 plus some 1 billion वाला, है ना? Divided by 101. इसका आंसर तो भाई साहब will definitely come in billions. Do you agree or not? That means report आ गया. Bill Gates के आते ही this village has become very nice. Average income from 100 rupees has moved to how much? Billions. People are very happy. We change our approach, and we change our approach now to Median. In median, what is the job? Arrange the data in ascending or descending. So Bill Gates will be either at the start or Bill Gates will be either at the end. And you will pick the mid data. What is the mid data? You have got 101 people, right? So it is odd number. So if it is 101, you take it 102 divided by 2. So you will be picking up which house? You will be picking up the 51st house. What is the median reporting? Even after Bill Gates has come, we are still poor. Median is reporting poor. Bill Gates will be either here or Bill Gates will be here. So how many houses? 101 houses. So what is the middle data? 51st data, 50 on this, 50 on this, and 51st. So see, statistics. One data says that the village has become very, very rich. Another data says that the village is still the same. Let's apply mode. Mode is the data with the maximum frequency. What is the data with maximum frequency? 100. So now question arises, use your common sense. What should you use here? Mean, median, or mode? As students, you will be calculating, but use the judgment. I think mode and median are the better way to use here. So one interesting observation. If data is fluctuating a lot, mean is not a good measurement. Mean is always a good measurement for average petrol price. Your data will be just this. I just put on 1 kilo and I slim down by also 1 kilo. Mean is good. You know, I become Humpty on one day and I become Laurel on the other day. Then mean is not a good data. Right? Our professor used to say, if your head is in a boiler and leg is in a refrigerator, is your stomach at median? Mean? Are you understanding? Put the leg inside a boiler and head inside a refrigerator. Person should not die. Because as per mean, you are actually still in normal condition. So there was a person who had 2 children and his wife, and he was supposed to cross a river. Person is extremely talented in statistics. They don't have boat or anything. So he breaks a branch of a tree, and assuming that the height of everyone average is around 5 feet, he takes around a 7 feet thing, and he dips the branch at 3 different places in the river. And he finds that the average is coming out around 3 feet. Quite interesting and quite okay. So we all can walk through the river. Ultimately, somehow, wife died, kids died, and only he survived because data was not uniform in the river. So when he came out, he said, statistics, bakwas ka mathematics. So that's why we say it's bakwas, because you don't know how to interpret mean, median, and mode. So did you get a fair bit of idea what is mean? Right. Mean is always to be used when variation is very less. Like the tooth of a hacksaw blade, variation is very less. If variation is very high, then please don't use mean. You will get very, because we used mean and we found this village has become very, very prosperous. Whereas median and mode tells us the village is still the same. And ask yourself, one Bill Gates comes, so what happens to the village? Village doesn't get rich. Clear? समझ में आया? Right. चलो एक और formula सीखेंगे आज. And on this we generally get a 1 mark question. The problem happens with children is how to remember this formula, because every time you will make a mistake. My idea will be to narrate you a story which will help you remember the formula. If you feel that that story helps you, do this. Or if you feel, no, I'm good with the formula, just like that. So this is a formula which will tie mean, median, and mode. A lot of questions you will see in the 1 mark section will come on this. So 3 mean, 2 mode, minus this, that. ये हमेशा गड़बड़ करेगा बच्चा. So let's learn this in our देसी way. आज मूड बहुत अच्छा है, ठीक है ना? चलो. Mean. Okay. Median. Let's develop the formula. Median. And there is no scientific reason to it, right? It's just a tail-based median. Have you heard about median anywhere other in mathematics? Triangles. Very good. How many medians are there in a triangle? So this formula is all about median, mean, and mode. There will be some coefficients and some operators, some equal to and all that we have to make this formula. How many medians do you see in a triangle? 3 medians. It will always start with median, huh? Beach ka median. 3 medians, right? The median word median word has to be just thought similar to something like mediator. Mediator. Who is a mediator? A mediator is a person who makes truce between two parties. In Hindi we say जो दो लोगों में संधि करवाता है, संधि. So you must be doing in Hindi sandhi vichhed. Sandhi means joining. Joining in mathematics is what? What sign? Joining. Joining is what sign? Addition. So median is a mediator who will create who will mediate between two people. Who are the two people? These are the two people. So there will be a mediation between these two people. So obviously you are left with equal to. Right, not yet over. Mean. Mean. Now there is another English meaning of the word mean. Hey Shreya, you are too mean. You are too mean. What do we say? Too mean. You are too mean. Formula is done. 3 median is equal to 2 mean plus mode. This is how I have remembered from my school days. Median means 3. Median is like mediator who will mediate between two persons, and with the mean you say you are too mean. The problem is that this formula will not come in this manner to you. They will give the formula something like mode will be equal to 3 median minus 2 mean. Once you have generated this, you can generate everything to your choice. Or they will say mean is equal to 3 median minus mode divided by 2. ये सब कुछ याद रखने का नहीं, तो steps याद रहेगा. Median, first of all, always take median. Median is the person who mediates between two people. संधि करवाता है. Or median, there are 3 medians in a triangle, 3. And when you write mean, use the English word. You're too mean. Too mean. Take. Done. So this is one part of your learning. Huh? Now we get into mean. Deep diving. Chaliye. Before you get into mean, ready? So we should go into data. Data. What is data? Any observation that you bring which can be measured is called data. Anything. Data. कितना रोटी खाया? 3 रोटी. That is also data. है ना? कितना बार वो अपना गर्लफ्रेंड को देखा? सर 4 बार देखा. वो भी data. Everything is data. Data can be raw and data can be processed. Okay. Raw data is what you get. Mama, we went to their house and they were serving us 4 biscuits, 2 samosas, and only 1 Cadbury's was there on the plate. That is raw data. Now mama will process it. When we came to our house, we gave 2 dairy milk. How did they give 1 dairy milk? हम तो दिवाली में सोन पापड़ी नहीं देते हैं. Why did they give us so many son papris in Diwali? That is processing the data. Yeah, son papri is a thing that you get in Diwali a lot, right? Okay. After data has been processed, we arrange the data. We arrange the data and we arrange it to some liking of us. It can be in ascending order, it can be in descending order. Have you understood? So let's say the price of potato prevailing over the last 30 days was arranged in ascending order. So you went to the shop, every day you ask the Ratnadip person, sir, ee roj ki bangaru enta price in the sir, 30 rupees, sir, 30 rupees. You just note that and you bring it every day. That was raw data, processed it and you arranged it, right? Now let's go for our next example. Such sort of data are called ungrouped data. There is no grouping. But in reality, we will always group. Like how do you do painting competition? Children from 3 years to 5 years in one category, we group them, right? So let's now come to group data, and this will be what will be in your case also, grouped data. So whenever group data comes, you will have something which is called a range of a data, like we will say 8 years to 9 years. So every group data will be presented in what is known as a class interval. Class interval. Let's say what are the class intervals? Something like say 0 to 10, 10 to 20, right? 20 to 30, and say 30 to 40. This is called a class interval. Have you understood? This is a group data. In this group data, the left hand side is known as the LCL, lower class limit, right? And this side is known as your upper class limit or UCL, right? Data is grouped. So let's see it in this manner. The data is grouped. If you find that the UCL of one tallies with the LCL of the next class, then this is called continuous distribution. This is continuous distribution. In continuous distribution, the left hand side is always included, the right hand side is not included. Say I had a child who ate 20 samosas. He will not be grouped here, he will be grouped here. Have you understood? There can be another type of data which can be 0 to 4, then 5 to 9, 10 to 14, 15 to 19. This is called discontinuous data. In discontinuous data, LCL and UCL both are included because a child ate 4 samosas. यहीं पे आपको लगा. A child ate 5 samosas, right? But later we will see how to plot the child who ate 4.5 samosas. Then in that case, what do we use? Like this trouser. Suppose I bloat more and you have to increase the waist of this trouser. You can't increase it on one side. Do you know how tailors increase? 2-inch waist has to be increased. 1 inch on this side, 1 inch on this side. So we will go what? We will see what is the class width. And then half of that on this side, half of this on this side, then it becomes continuous. Not that much for us to break our head. So have you understood continuous and this, right? After this, actually we were interested to find out how many 8-year-old boy came, 9-year-old boy came, 7-year-old boy came, but you were standing in front of in-orbit mall. So many people have come. You can't just go and report data, sir. 9 years, 28. So you have grouped them. 0 to 10 years, may sir, so many people came. But I actually want to deal with how many 6 years came, how many 7 years. Now it is very difficult to hunt that. So whenever you get a group data, the estimation begins right at the first stage itself. Statistics is GIGO. Garbage in is garbage out. Garbage will enter from here itself. You cannot make out how many 7-year-olds were there, how many 8-year-olds were there. You cannot make out because all he will be reporting 0 to 10, 50 kids came. In that 50 kid, what was the distribution? Sir, ye to nahi liya tha, sir. So we will use something which is known as a class mark. A class mark is usually the midpoint of this average, but it gets killed there itself. Who knows? All kids were actually 9 years old. 1-year-old बच्चा आया ही नहीं था. But the class mark will come how much? 5. Class mark is always given by LCL plus UCL divided by 2. Got it? Okay. अब वो आएंगे ना बाद में आराम से. अभी टैली मार्क आएगा when you will see कितने बच्चे आए थे. Right now you are finding out. See, what is this helping you? This is helping you to mark the age. So according to you, there were only 5-year-old kids. There were only 15-year-old kids. So are you understanding where your statistical workout has gone for a toss? Your statistics is not telling how many 13-year-old kids came. You have averaged them straight away, right? So this is LCL plus UCL. The highest upper class limit, the highest upper class limit, right? And the lowest lower class limit, the difference is known as the range of data. कांजीवरम साड़ी है आपके पास? हाँ है मैडम. रेंज बताइए. 3000 से 5000 के बीच में दिखाइए. So the lowest is 3000, the highest is 5000. Range is always highest minus lowest. Have you understood? This is the range of data. So your range for this particular experiment you are doing is, your range is spread over 40 human years. ठीक है? कितना समझ में आया? Now, so we'll get some class marks. Let's put our class marks. Our class marks will be how much? 5. इधर 15 आ जाएगा. इधर कितना आएगा? 25. यहाँ पे आएगा 35. Whatever is the difference here, just keep on adding that. The jack-up will happen in that. Right? Now this boy came with what you call raw data to me. He said, "Sir, 0 to 10, there were 45 kids." So he has reported 45 kids are there who have come 0 to 10 years. Clear? This is known as my frequency. And in lower classes, you used to do them by tally mark. Okati, rendu, moru, nalgo, aidu. Let's do that. So that was in your younger years, you used to do that. So 45 is your frequency. Similarly, I can add a frequency. So let's make it a little bit interesting first. So let's say there were only 2 kids, there were 3 kids, 2 kids, and say 3 more kids out here. Understood? In the language of statistics, this class mark is always your data X. How many datas do you have? 4 datas. We will denote this by something called xi, where I is a counter. I goes from, in your case, I will travel from 1 to 4. In some other people, I will travel from 1 to 6, 7, whatever it is, right? And this is known as frequency. So frequency is also denoted by fi, right? For a x1 data, the f1 value is 2, means there were 2 kids in the age group of 0 to 10 who came to the mall. But for my understanding, I have made 5 years ke 2 bacche aaye the. Is this understood? This is called fi. Then comes a thing called n. N is the number of data. N is the number of data. Now, number of data means how many children actually visited the mall. How will you find out? You add all these. These were only the children who had come to the mall. So 3 plus 2, 5, 5 plus 3, 8, 8 plus 2, 10 children came to the mall. So this is my 10 children. 10. 10 is the total number of observations. 10 is the total number of observations. So I would say that my xi in everything, my I in this particular problem is varying from I equal to 1 to I equal to how many? How many datas? I equal to 4. What should I take it here? I will be from I equal to 1 to I equal to 4 in this case, because there are 4 datas. Okay. Now comes up the value of n. N here is also sigma. Sigma stands for the sum. Sum of all the frequencies fi, where I varies from 1 to I equal to n. Jo bhi aapka n hai. So here we will not use this as n, since we have got sigma already with us. Sorry, we have frequency with us. We use this as sigma fi. Now see, where is the difference? In the previous problem of grade 6, you had only each data for 1 day. Now you have got 35 age group kids. You have 3 different kids. So let us arrange it like grade 6. What is actually our observation? 35 years, 35 years, 35 years. Do you agree? Then 25 years, 25 years, 15 years, 15 years, 15 years, 5 years, 5 years. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You are basically, if you want to calculate average like a grade 6 kiddo, then how will you do? You will add all these things, right? And you will divide it by 10. This will give you your average. Your average of your x. Average is always denoted by x bar. Bar stands for average or mean. Right? Even in mean, we will call it as x bar. This is a central tendency. So this is how I will do it in grade 6. But now we are in grade 9. We should use some bit of mathematics. So instead of adding 35 3 times, can I not multiply 35 into 3? So I put a column here which I call XIFI. My XIFI will be what? 35 multiplied by 3. Agreed? 25 multiplied by 2. 15 multiplied by 3, 5 multiplied by 2. If I add this, is it not the numerator? Is it not the numerator? Yes. So I will perform an operation here which will be called as sigma xi fi. I'll perform one operation here, and here I'll perform my operation of sigma fi. Look, add up sigma fi in this problem. How much are you getting? 10. Is it not the denominator? Yes. Apna formula wahi hai. Sum of all observation divided by number of observations. So if I now try to write my x bar like a grade 10 kid, I will write it like this: sigma xi fi divided by sigma fi. Am I not doing the same thing like grade 6? Sum of all observations divided by number of observations. I still get my mean. Aryesh, any doubt? No doubt, right? And where I varies from 1 to n number of data were evaluated. N number of data were evaluated. Okay? So I'm changing my screen. So I'm at grade 6 level. I say x bar equal to sum of all observations divided by number of observations. I graduate to grade 9 now, and I say x bar is equal to sigma xi fi divided by sigma fi. Tell me, children, till here, do you have any doubt? Convenience, because you need to get a number. If you report to me that, I go back to my previous screen, if you report to me that 30 to 40 years के बीच में 25 लोग आए थे, actual age क्या था? What was the actual age? I have to take one actual age, right? But you came with group data. In group data, I am left with no other option but to take the class mark. Because you have to get observation, na? Each observation you have to get. Where will the observation be born? Person did not give me actual observation. To reduce his load, he gave the data to me in group manner. These are questions good that you are asking. Otherwise, in book, you will just solve by a formula. Your mind will never work, or you will never love this subject. ये बहुत interesting subject है. तो आपको group करके दिया. आपके पास कोई और option नहीं है. So garbage has entered at the first step itself. So whatever data you present to me on this, I should also account for this factor. Statistics is a helping tool. It does not mean that exactly this will happen. Near about this will happen. See, in the field of accountancy, there are two types of accountings: financial accounting, management accounting. Financial accounting is always done for something which has happened in the past, for which you have data. Say, for example, last year, how many Maruti Altos were sold for this dealer? How many Wagonars were sold? How many were CNG variant? How many were automatic transmission? The data is with us. This is called financial accounting. In financial accounting, you get numbers and you can do statistical model works. Let's go to management accounting. I bought a house near the new Navi Mumbai airport. I have bought a plot. Do I know after 10 years what will be the price? I don't know. I can only have management thoughts to it. And my company is vouching that, no, sir, we should buy these two plots on the highway. Iska price to badhega. I ask them, are you God? How do you know? No, sir. Statistical data shows that when this model was adopted in Bangalore airport, Hyderabad airport, and 5 other upcoming airports, there was a 60% uprise in price. So management accounting is always vouched by financial accounting of past. And in management accounting, statistics does not work. Probability model works. Probability is backing up statistical data. Out of so many times we made him the opening batsman, he scored good when we batted first. So many data can come. And that's your mindset, how many ways you can actually present. Today, if you put things into ChatGPT, it will give you so many different ways. It will tell you that this. That is big data model. They are working a probability with the statistical data. समझ में आ रहा है ना बेटा? So whenever a final output comes to me, I should also handle it with this much of massaging, that ये गड़बड़ पहले हो चुका है. Your analysis is as good as your data. And let's say we had some smart boy who did not go that day to Inorbit Mall at all. कौन जाएगा यार? This my boss, he has no job. He makes me sit in Inorbit Mall. He will sit at home and fill this questionnaire. पॉसिबल, पॉसिबल, ऐसे ही रफली भेज दो. How many children entered the movie theater? And that boy has done घर में बैठ के डाल दिया. But if the boss is crook like me, I will give that job to him on the day when this movie called what was this? The Greek movie which came up, Odyssey, is being screened. In that movie, no child is allowed. So if that guy is bluffing, you can catch him on that day itself. समझ में आ रहा है ना? Boss can be super kamina also. Please go to a theater, Allu Cinema, and get the data of children age from 7 to 9. And I give this to a person who has no knowledge about English movie. आज कुछ English movie चल रहा है, जाके देखो. वो घर में बैठ के डेटा डालता है. And I want to catch him. You believe this thing doesn't happen? This happens. In companies, people forge bills like auto fare, where it is 30 rupees, they will claim 60 rupees. And in Bombay, you need to be very careful. We had this in our company itself, where a guy claimed auto bill in Dadar. Bombay autos run in only pockets. Dadar, you will never find auto. Andheri, you will find auto. And he claimed auto fare in Dadar. His boss is saying, Dadar mein to auto hi nahi chalta hai. You will not find auto in Dadar. Got it? So, काम तो कर सकते हैं. तो अगर कोई कामचोर था, then your data is even bad, right? So have you understood? This is one model of making our mean, which was our grade 9 model. Now let's add a little bit more flavor to it. And the flavor is nothing. They will make your life now a little bit more difficult. Say I'm no more going by my class interval. I'm just going by my XI and my FI data, right? Right? My XI data are now like this: 80, 70, 60, 50, 40, 30, right? 30, 20, and 10. This is my XI data. And my FI data are now coming in this manner: 268, 157, 371, 846, 923, 348, 657, and say 391. Now, Mr. Rajiv Rastogi, doing XI FI is a big trouble for you. Are you getting the idea? Doing XI FI now becomes difficult. Now comes how to actually make this calculation easy for us. How to make this calculation easy for us. Got it? So we get into grade 10, level 1, and we will use something which is called assumed mean. Assumed mean, level 1, assumed mean. Means you will pre-assume the mean. You will pre-assume the mean. So what should we pre-assume a mean? We have got, see, ultimately what is mean? You are going to find out amongst them which is the central data, not these. This shows how many times this data is repeating. 50 is repeating 846 number of times. So when you report mean, you will be reporting here. So we take it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll take some middle data, right? We'll do a book example also. So I can take 50 and I will ask Amish that aap 40 mean leke chalo. Pakad lo, assume mean. So we say our assume mean A, I'm saying my assume mean is 50. Right? You also know that the final mean, which is X bar, and you have assumed your mean at somewhere at 50. The final mean can be either on the top or at the bottom. Do you agree? So that means the final mean will do some deviation, right? So I say that the final mean will be the assumed mean plus a deviation. Deviation, this is assumed mean and a deviation mean d bar. We will see that. First principle samjho. Sir, why did you put it plus out here straight away? How do you know your mean will be above? No, child. I have put plus algebraically. My d bar, if it comes negative, I will do negative operation. My d bar, if it comes positive, I will do positive operation. Is that clear? What has this helped me? This has helped me actually to reduce my workload. I have already taken 50. Now I will just see, is it above 50 or below 50? एकदम accurate answer आएगा. And you can actually do with 40 also, because the mean is lying anywhere out here. If it is, you've taken 40, if the data is here, your deviation will be more, right? Now this is a mean, this is a deviation mean. That means I now introduce one more column where I will be calculating the individual deviations, DI. Got it? Deviating from where? Each data deviating from the assumed mean, and I will say my DI is xi minus a. So what I am trying to do, just see, a you have already taken, maza lo is formula ka. What is your DI? Suppose you have, how much is your a? 50. Suppose there is a data called 60. 60's deviation is how much? 10. How many datas were there which were 10 above your assumed mean? How many datas were there who were 10 below your assumed mean, 20 below your assumed mean? Find the average of those data. If it comes plus or minus, just moderate with your assumed mean. That's your mean end of the day. इसी को बच्चे लोग याद करते हैं, formula was excited. First actually find out what is your assumed mean. समझ में आया? डेविएशन निकालते हैं, तो डेविएशन ऐसा आएगा. अब यहां मजा क्या होता है? एंड ऑफ द डे प्लीज रिमेंबर, कैलकुलेशन हैज टू बिकम इजी. इफ यू डू 80 minus 50, how much do you get? How much do you get? 30. 70 minus 50 will give you 60 minus 50 will give you 50 minus 50 will give you. Now every data will take minus figure, minus 40. Got it? This is the deviation of these data from my assumed pyara 50. Now instead of doing xi fi, I do FIDI. FIDI. समझ में आ रहा है? How many datas were there who were 30 more than my assumed mean? Sir, 268 datas were there who were 30 more than my assumed mean. Just see, children, your whole figure has been now brought. I think these calculations become easy now. 268 into 3. You just have to put a 0 or something like that. Have you understood? So I do my FIDI, and finally I will calculate what is my sigma FIDI, and the figure will reduce substantially because there are lots of positives and lots of negatives. ये छोटा हो जाएगा, छोटा figure हो जाएगा, छोटा figure. Got it? And I also keep my sigma fi out here, right? And then I calculate my d bar. D bar is that deviation mean. आपका कि मेरा? No, my wife has not ordered Zomato. D bar is sigma FIDI divided by sigma fi. What is the mean? Mean is the sum of all observation. What are your observations now? Deviations are my observation. अब ये मेरा observation नहीं है, ये मेरा observation है. Deviations. Which one? FIs, so they will give you. In the question, they will always say this is something. 1500 children were surveyed. So that is 1500. वो बोल देगा. इस सबको total करने से 1500 ऐसा question में रहेगा आपका. I didn't get your question. Come again. Which one you want to add those numbers? No, FI numbers, no, beta. There are 80-year person, 80-year adult, 268 numbers of 80-year persons came. So your average is how? Let's go by grade 6. 80, 80, 80, 80, 80, 80, 80. How many 80s? 268 80s. Plus, how many 70 years old? 157, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 70, 157. इतना ऐड कर पाओगे क्या? हैं? नहीं ना? तो इसका इजी तरीका क्या है? You would multiply this grade 9. This multiplication is also tough. So we said let the average be 50. And you are seeing how many people deviated from 50. You're just taking out a deviation. When you find deviation, you will get positives, you will get negatives. So when you do FIDI, these datas, these 4 datas will be positive, this will be 0, these datas will be negative. Do you agree or not, Fidi? So sigma FIDI will be a very small number. Lots of positives and lots of negatives cut jayega. Our job is to reduce the calculation. And then you calculate your D bar. What is the anda bar? Sigma anda into F divided by sigma F. What is sigma D bar? What is D bar? Sigma D into F. How many D's divided by total number of observations? Sum of all D's. What are my D's? Sir, your D's are 30. Not 1, 2, 68 30s. 157 20s. Have you got it? X bar is mean, na beta. You have to find mean. A mean is an assumed mean. I have taken 50 as my assumed mean. It may not be 50. 50 is here. Who knows? The calculation might come here also. The mean might come here. So 50, the mean can be either below or above. That is a deviation. These are all mean scale. 50, this is also a mean, plus a deviation mean. This deviation can be either a positive deviation or a negative deviation. So I am putting positive out here. If it is negative, automatic negative data lega. Does that answer your query or still you have some cloud? Bolo beta, bolo, clear hona hai, daro mat, fir se bolo. Deviation is not D bar, deviation is DI. Deviation is the deviation of each data. What does deviation tell? You assume 50 as your median. Please understand, you are trying to reduce the calculation. You assume 50 as your mean, but there is an observation called 80. Can 80 not be the mean? Who knows, it may be. But as of now, we have assumed 50 as the mean. How much is 80 deviating from 50? Positive 30. You can assume 80 also, but in that case, it will be a stupid assumption. All the data will come positive. Why do you take it at middle? So that some comes positive, some comes negative. His question is correct. He says, I will assume at 80. Please assume 80 minus 80, 0. Every data will be positive. So whole sum will, he is actually creating more trouble for him. Beech mein rakho. So that some positives, some negatives. These are the deviations. And we will calculate what is the mean of that deviation. Deviation, the mean of the deviation. There are many deviations now. We will calculate what is the mean of that. उसको इसके साथ adjust कर देंगे. हो गया. समझ में आया? Roughly, we are going for a what you call contributory party. You 10 girls are going to a contributory party. You just straight away say, up to 100 rupees खाने के लिए, don't ask me that question. Man, can I eat that? Up to 100 rupees, you eat whatever you want. Then we will see some children might have eaten below 100. Some children might have eaten above 100. So what will I do? I will take how many children ate above 100, how many children ate below 100. I'll take their average and I will add it now to my original 100 sanction. Original, how much I sanctioned you? 100. Suppose that quantity is coming negative. There were all the girls are very good. They ate all in 90 and 85 rupees. 2 girls only ate at 110. So did you after all save money or not? You saved money for the school. So the deviation will come negative. It will come negative 10. So earlier we had sanctioned 100. Add the deviation of negative 10 per child spent 90. Sir, the trip was savings trip. And in boys, sir, only the most Sida Sada boy ate 100. Everyone ate 120, 130, 140. So we found a deviation of how much? 50 rupees. So actually 100 sanction became 150. So it is costly by 50%. The trip became costly by 50%. Have you understood? Then we'll combine the boys and girls together and we'll say girls saved us by around 10%. Overall, sir, budget overshot by 40%. Thanks to the boys. ठीक है, समझ में आया ना? तो यहाँ पे अभी हम क्या करेंगे? FIDI कैलकुलेट करेंगे तो हमें D bar मिल जाएगा. Right? This D bar, children, can be a positive data, can be a negative data. I don't care. If say my D bar's value is say just say minus 10.8 is my D bar. So my final average will be what beta? X bar is equal to 50 plus minus 10.8. So it is 40, and so 0.8 goes away. So this becomes 39.2. This is my average. And say my D bar came, say, plus 5.2, then I will write X bar is equal to 50 plus 5.2. My average is 55.2. This is called grade 10 level 1, which is called the assumed mean method. Understood? But we can do still some more adjustment, and that is, I'll mutate this chart only. Grade 10 level 2 is called step deviation. Step deviation. Here we will do just a simple thing. Do you see the DYs? The DIs are all in multiples of 10. Don't you think 10 can also be sucked out? Or easy hoga calculation. So we say, in this case, we say DI is this. Then we say that DI is equal to XI minus A divided by a value called H. And H I am choosing, H will come actually based on this. What is the difference here? 10, 10, 10, 10. I will say H is equal to 10. DI is equal to Xi minus A by H. Then in such scenario, these data will change up to more smaller data. They will become -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Sorry, these are the plus datas and these are the minus datas. Have you understood now? Now my FIDI becomes even smaller, right? And similarly, I will calculate D bar, right? But here there is a problem. You'll calculate your D bar. You have calculated D bar. Now when you actually go for your X bar formula, final X bar formula, what was it? A plus D bar? But from D bar, you had already like a Dracula sucked out H. Do you remember? You have to puke that back. D bar into H. वो आपने खा लिया था ना? वो देना पड़ेगा ना? यहाँ दे दो. And D bar is a very cute data. So instead of 5.2, now we will get our answer as 0.52. And we will multiply it with 10. And this data we would get 1.08. And we will multiply with 10. A common multiple, वो यहाँ से मिल जाता है. वही H होता है. इसको कहते हैं step deviation. Makki choose. First time ganna goes inside. In step deviation, we will fold the ganna and again put it inside. And in Anurag's language, mosquito felt on my milk. In grade 1 level, what I do, I just throw the mosquito. This time I'll suck the mosquito, eat that much portion of the milk and throw it. Step deviation. नहीं तो ये सोया रहता ना, interest नहीं आता उसको. This is called Makki juice method. First you squeeze. Have you seen how sugarcane juice is taken out? One is called deviation. Step deviation. More step deviation. Formula remains the same. Defense rests its case. In school, when you will learn this, you will just learn as इसमें column बना लो, X bar बना लो, XI बना लो, AI बना लो, H बना लो. In our next class, when is our next class? Friday, right? So Friday, instead of getting into this, let's do one problem from, or you want to get inside human eye. आप बोलो, आपको human eye चाहिए, human eye. Then this will go back to Monday, right? On Monday, we will solve a problem, but at least watch this video and come so that Monday when we are doing the problem in the class, one child will take this as assumed mean, one child will take this as assumed mean, and we will arrive at the same answer, right? End of the day, mean is all about sum of all observation divided by number of observation. If the observations are easy, just do grade 6 formula. If you see frequency, wait. If you see repeated data, then frequency will be born. Then you have to do FIDI. If FIDI is easy, stick to FIDI. Nobody tells you that you have to use step deviation. Suppose this data was 4 and this data was 3. Why will you do step deviation? 4 into 3, 12. FIDI. But if PD is bigger, then we will do assume mean. In assume mean, if we see we can suck out more like a Dracula, then we will use step deviation. And in your grade 10, you will get the step deviation method only, where H will also be there. But remember, what you sucked out, you have to puke it back when you actually do the final data. अब क्लाउड क्लियर हुआ मीन के बारे में, एंड बिल गेट्स वाला समझ में आया कब मीन यूज करना है. मोड, रिमेंबर माय टी-शर्ट एक्सपीरियंस, यूरो मोड, स्टैटिस्टिक्स 2 मीन 3 median is equal to 2 mean plus mode. You have learnt a lot. Intelligent children. Chalo.